a little spicy today, so let's run through this comment. Your education explains it all. You're a woke feminist, the bane of womanhood. Pretty fucking bold statement you got there. So let's run through this. By being a feminist, do you mean that I want equal rights for all human beings? Because that's literally what being a feminist means. That's it. I am willing to bet that you probably have your own bank account. Did you know that not until the 1960s, women weren't allowed to have their own bank account? Not until the 1960s. And even then, most banks still refused to allow women to open up a bank account. Not until 1974, when the Equal Credit Opportunity Act was rolled out, that it made it illegal for financial institutions to actually give women a bank account. I'm willing to bet that you probably have your own bank account, whether that's shared with your husband or on your own. You probably have your own bank account. That law was passed by feminists. I'm willing to bet that you also probably own a house or you are living in a house. 1974 was also the year that women were able to finally purchase property of a house or land. That was due to them being able to get a credit from the bank because of that law was passed. That law allowed women to own a house. Did you know that over 50% of millennials who own houses are women? That would not be allowed had that not been for a feminist passing that act. In your profile, you were also a mother. In 1965, married women were finally able to get birth control. Up until then, they were not allowed to have birth control. So whether that meant that their husbands were raping them or just constantly having to have sex because that was the traditional womanhood or the traditional homemaker, traditional wife, serving the husband and serving his sexual needs. 1965, women were finally able to control their own body and say, I don't want children anymore. And that wasn't even possible for single women until 1974. Single women were not allowed birth control. Everything about traditional womanhood, modern traditional womanhood, is due to feminists. And I know you are probably thinking, woke feminist, that I'm out here on the picket lines with my signs and screaming at people in their faces. Trust me, I actually thought the same fucking thing when I heard the word feminist before my education. In one of my classes, my professor asked all of us to raise our hands if we identified as a feminist. I did not raise my hand because I didn't know what the fuck that meant. After that, she said, so all of you who don't have your hand raised, you don't care about being equal to your fellow humans. After that, my mind was blown. Yes, being a feminist means that you want to be equal to everyone, whether that mean racial discrimination, sexual discrimination, gender inequality, religion. Being a feminist is literally fighting for the rights of your fellow human beings. I don't care just about myself. I care about my community, my fellow human beings, and I want them to have the same opportunities that I have, that my husband has, that the white fucking upper class white male has. I know I'm getting really fucking passionate about this, but it's because most people are not educated on this type of situation. When you say that you are not a feminist, you are saying that you don't care about equal rights for yourself or for anyone else. I don't understand the perspective of not caring about your fellow humans. That to me just seems crazy.